also keep an eye on all of our stuff. So we're live on the internet, and we actually have a decent frame rate right now. The storms kind of messed us up last couple times.
Yeah, a little bit.
So, evening everybody. This is Brew Ha Ha. We did not edit something.
What'd you do?
Wait, I need you to run over to the keyboard.
We're gonna go push buttons.
Yep. Oh no.
Technical difficulties. Hello.
I just need you to hit fancy.
Huh?
Just type in fancy. We left salsa up. I forgot to double check everything on OBS. So yeah, everybody, we are professionals, 100% here. Mm-hmm.
Purple screen.
Did you bump the camera when you did purple screen?
No.
Not really. Okay. So anyway, I'm Hewitt or Miro. This is.
Come say it, Jed. What's up?
Grave will not be here tonight. He had some other obligations, and Bosch should be here.
Eventually.
He is currently being played by the part of a sleeping elderly weenie dog. So, let's see, tonight's theme, you came up with it.
I did. So, I was at a bar, which sometimes you do as an adult. I was at a bar, and I saw one of the bartenders sprinkling a little bit of a tahini on a beer before she served it. And I was like, you, what? Never seen someone do that. I've seen salt, I've seen lime, never seen that. And then it hit me, like, there's a lot of stuff that we do to make beer not taste like beer sometimes. Especially when it comes to, like, your lighter beers or a beer that could easily skunk. Like we had talked about last time.
Last time with some beers, especially clear glass beers.
Yeah. But that's one of the things, because the particular clear glass beer that actually promotes itself having a lime in it. And it helps you not notice the skunk. But anyway, I thought of it, I pitched it to the guys, and we came up with a handful of different things we're going to try out.
Some of them, honestly, the list I found, there's several of them that are terrible. One of them that we're making tonight is very much white girl party drink. Like, I didn't get a White Claw.
Yeah.
But that's because I feel like I respect myself enough to not do that one.
It's not that bad.
It is a LaCroix wine cooler.
Yeah. Which is why I'm like, it's not that bad. It's fizzy water that kind of tastes like someone whispered a flavor in your ear that could also get you drunk. So, like, I feel like all the lemon lime ones taste like Sprite that's just like watered down. Like if you left your Sprite in the ice too long and it just got melted, they all taste a little bit like that.
I'm like, whenever we do the seltzer episode, because we're going to do a seltzer episode.
Eventually.
I'm not a huge seltzer fan.
Mm-hmm.
Simply because, okay, I'll be honest, 90% of why I do not like seltzers is, one, they come in a weird number. It's never like a 6-pack. It's always like a 9-pack.
Yeah.
And so they feel like since it's a 9-pack, they can get away with charging you more. So it's like $15 for something that I might not really drink. Also, with the exception of blueberry.
Yeah.
I've learned this. Blueberry and raspberry. I like the fake versions of those flavors.
Yeah, okay.
More than the real versions, but like the fake apple.
What bothers me about the seltzer episode, because I love the idea of it, because another one of the ones that I pitched on an off swing, but like, I love the idea of a seltzer episode, but that immediately breaks down with like, how are we gonna be judging this? Are we gonna get the lemon lime flavor made by each company and decide who's best, or are we gonna get like the same company but all their bunch of different flavors?
I would say we'd have multiple seltzers episodes. I would think we'd have to, but I don't know if Bosch still has the wheel from the Wing Challenge. I don't remember
the wheel of seltzer.
I don't remember if we threw that in the fire out of retaliation for the.
But we were gonna do another Wing Challenge one day. That was the thing. We kept saying we were gonna.
We need to. It'll be a year this next Veterans Day. So
I think it should be a Veterans Day tradition.
I think I'm in agreement with that. So, anyway, it's my biggest complaint about seltzers is, one, the cost for the amount is kind of prohibitive. It's why there's a lot of beers I really love, but I don't warrant the price. Old Rasputin's like one of the few that's like in a 4-pack. I'm fine. Like, okay, how much again? But
I had one It was called Dragon's Milk.
Dragon's Milk's pretty good.
It was good, and it was in a 4-pack, and I was like, every time I see a 4-pack, I don't assume it's a 4-pack. I grab the thing, and I'm like, sweet.
Do you feel like you've been robbed?
Yes, immediately I'm like, where are the other two? But like it was a really good one, and I think I remember I bought that one. The first time I bought it, I was going home to watch Game of Thrones, and I was like, it works. It fits. I need this.
Well, it's kind of like Arrogant Bastard. You know, the Stone Brewery.
Yeah.
Arrogant Bastard's okay, but they make one that's not an IPA.
Okay.
And I have found it. I only find it in Indiana because we don't carry it down here all that much, and like it randomly pops up in an IPA list all the time as like a challenge thing. But like that was a 4-pack I didn't mind spending that money on.
Okay.
There is a beer that is dedicated to Sue at the Chicago Museum.
Yeah.
I warranted paying money for that 4-pack, mostly because there was a zombie T-Rex on the front of it, so I'm getting my Harry Dresden beer on.
Yeah.
And it was pretty good. God, I wish we could
it was
get
dedicated to what?
Sue, the T-Rex that was at the Chicago Museum.
Oh, okay.
She used to, I should say they, because there's no way to sex the dinosaur, but everybody said she.
They had named it Sue.
So, anyway, it's...
So it could have been a boy named Sue.
Anyway, Sue's got their own exhibit now off to the side.
Yeah.
But used to be in the dead center, and you had the skeleton, but they didn't have Sue's original head on. Because Sue's original head was still too heavy for them to mount, even with steel pins and everything, because Sue had a big head. So whenever you went by, there was a replica skull that was smaller. So in fact, most of the time when you see like a T-Rex skeleton or a fossilized skeleton put on display, the head is not actually the right size.
So you're telling me if I go back in time and see the T-Rex, the head's going to be a lot bigger?
Yeah. Also, they're probably going to be fluffy like a chicken more than scaled. Okay, like there's been proposals, and I love fat baby chicken Tyrannosaurus artwork because I want literal murder chicken. But the thing that's kind of scary is unless I'm wrong, the internet will call me on bullshit later on. It
still has the fat lizard head though, right?
Well, the thing is that if you were to draw what a hippo's head looks like from its skull, it would look nothing like an actual.
That's fair.
Hippo.
I have seen that before.
So there is a chance that there is a lot of we can make by looking at the bone structure and all that, we can make some assumptions about
what a skinny T-Rex would look like.
Well, what the muscular on it would look like.
Okay.
But there's a chance that they might have been a little bit meatier.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Thick T-Rex. Tyrannosaurus thick.
Tyrannosaurus. the T in T-Rex stands for thick. So a thick Rex.
That's why everything was shaking.
Brilliant. That's brilliant.
It wasn't the footsteps that made the water do that.
It wasn't the footsteps at all.
Oh, don't clap the Tyrannosaurus cheeks.
Oh man.
But no, it's
because I've heard all the theories about like dinosaurs having feathers and being more bird-like reptiles or feathered reptiles type things, but they still have the lizard face.
They probably would have, but the way it looks, okay, it's kind of like look at a bear with fur and then look at a bear that's sick, that's lost all of its hair, and how immediately that is like some eldritch abomination in the woods staring at you.
Yep.
Because the bear's face is only so big, but there's that poofy fur, so it makes the head look bigger. But it turns out, I think, and like I said, the internet could tell me I'm full of shit, I think the closest living relative to the T-Rex is actually the chicken.
Yeah. Get in the comments. Tell me he's full of shit. Immediately.
Also, tell me that us as humans, if T-Rexes are related to chickens, would not make dinosaur nuggets out of the T-Rex.
I eat that.
We totally do it. I mean, especially the section of the country we live in.
Immediately went straight from chicken nuggets to like T-Rex wings. Look at those little bitty arms.
To be fair, those little bitty arms
are 4 wings. That's 4 big ass wings.
Those little bitty arms aren't little bitty really compared to us. Like there's still like there might be some gnawing.
That's a bomb wing. Alligator's white meat. I bet it's white meat too. I'd eat some T-Rex
Okay,
wings.
think about-
some thick Rex wings. That's
Think
what I
about
want.
roasting the T-Rex thighs. The drumsticks off of a T-Rex.
You need a whole damn bonfire for that, man.
Also, just saying this.
Bonfire and a spigot.
We're just...
Yeah.
No, we're smart. We got technology. We'd find a way to turn a lawnmower engine to automate that.
Well, yeah. Also, we'd have to butterfly to make sure that the middle got. You butterfly the leg.
Oh
out.
no, dude. We do this with the couchon delay. Like we do we dig the pit.
That's a big ass pit.
Yeah, but like we'll stick a whole cow in a pit like that.
Yeah.
Especially like for like barbacoa and
Yeah,
stuff.
I agree. But have you seen the butterfly chicken legs?
Yes.
Now they make sure the seasoning gets to everything, cooks evenly. I'm immediately thinking that, and then you put it on a big grate on both sides, so you can rotate the grate back and forth over the fire. That would be my initial thought process because I want the char.
And here's the thing is, especially in the section of the country we live in, we all know somebody that knows how to weld.
Oh yeah, everybody knows somebody knows how to weld. We'd have that Joker spot welded up.
Like
over
the most unbelievable thing about the second new Jurassic Park movie. Like the dinosaurs get out and they're running around and everybody's losing their shit and it's like, oh, welcome to the new Jurassic World. Like, dude, no. Like there's like 85 dinosaurs that just got out of this house. Be fair, they got out in North California. They ain't making it past Wyoming. And God help them. Like, can you imagine the mosasaur?
I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I'm gonna say it because internet will eventually call you out on it. They got out in North California. If they're too far north, they might not make it out of California.
They might not make it. That's true.
Like
I'm just saying,
the
think about
rural areas of California and Oregon are they got just as many. They just as country. They just got hills.
Be fair. You're right. I've been across this multiple places in this country. I've been so far north Canada was south, and I met rednecks. Actually,
rednecks know no bounds.
Fun fact: you will meet a lot of Louisianians in Alaska. Warrants.
Why? Warrants.
Warrants. So,
Explain.
a borough in Alaska, like a county.
Mm-hmm.
There are boroughs in Alaska larger than most states.
Okay.
And they have the same number of sheriffs to patrol the area, if not less, than our parish.
Because sheriffs are based off of population.
Well, also income and all that type of
Yeah.
stuff. But, you only have so many in there, and you're only getting so much property tax and other taxes. And unless the further north you go, the more of that land's actually owned by the government and not taxable.
Yeah.
Buddy, don't get out too many stuffed toys. So you get up there. So where I went, I was 4 hours away from Anchorage.
Okay.
And still within the same sheriff's jurisdiction. So the reason a lot of Louisianians that have warrants go to Alaska, or a lot of Americans go to Alaska with warrants, is because you can almost not be found. Like, I learned that from someone in Alaska who said they weren't going back to the lower 48 because of warrants. He was also the cook at the summer camp I was at.
How do they not find you if you buying stuff? Like if you're
Cash.
you just use cash.
Just cash.
Turn into a cash lifestyle.
Yeah.
What are his? You know what? I'm too curious about said stranger. I want to know what he did.
The other one that's a little bit probably more legitimate is that there's also a lot of pipeline work up there.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
that's a big thing down here too.
That's true.
But no, it's 100% people will flee to Alaska to hide out because it's stupid hard to find you. And also, if you get into a national forest, Vincent Perry, put that entire armful of friends back on your bed. Coming out here with Donkey Kong, Yoshi, and like 8 other things. Katamari Damacying that crap. La 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 la. Dad told me not to, but I'm doing it anyway. Anyway, so
Love it.
you go up there, 100%. Like you get up there, especially if you make it to the national forest, you think there's not a lot of sheriffs.
Yeah.
You got forests that are as big as like big states that have maybe 2-3 park rangers to patrol them. If anything, it's like the Alaskan bush people thing. they were living like their original house that said the government burned it down. Yeah, because they built a house in a park, and that's illegal. And they were told multiple times to stop. And so eventually, when they weren't there, the forest patrol showed up and firebombed the bitch, which is still not legitimate. That's still not cool.
Still
But it's
not
like,
cool.
hey, like we've warned you for a minute.
It reminds me. There's this kid on TikTok. His name was Will, and he just said, "Screw it, I'm gonna build a house." Like that old Mitch Hedberg line. You find yourself lost in the woods, fuck it, build a house. You're not lost.
You live here
You
now.
live here. He just built a house. Said he's tired of paying rent. Built a little log house that was dug into the ground. Just living out there, stank. And he would go to the gym, work out, take a shower, and then go to work. And then he'd come back to his little cabin
His
house.
little dugout.
His little dugout. And he was there for a good little while before somebody found him. And they found the house. And he saw them finding the house like on a drone or from a tree or something like that. And so he just bugged out and was like had little bag set up, so he's pieced out. He didn't get caught, but his stuff got ransacked. Like he revisited the house a little while later in the TikTok videos, and it was like it was all jacked up. It was a real fun one to watch because like this dude just doing it out here living that dream.
Okay, Bosch said soon had a rapid change of plans. That's been like the last week and a half for him.
Rapid change of plans. I'm sure we'll hear about it, but
I hope this doesn't mean like somebody pooped. Like we're in line,
that sounds.
an upset stomach, diarrhea. That would cause a rapid change of
That
plans
would
for
call
me.
a rapid change of plans. Also, that's my excuse for every person with road rage.
Hold on. Child, get your legs down off that table.
Get off the shed!
Hey, Vincent. 1. There we go. Hey, buddy, do you put your... Okay. I yelled at you to get your attention because you weren't listening, okay?
Okay.
Do you put your feet on the table?
No.
Then why were they on the table? That's a bad answer. Don't put them on the table again, okay?
Okay.
Good answer.
That's-
Good answer. But no, my continuous excuse for people with road rage or people who are weaving through traffic is, that guy's got to poop. He didn't mean to cut me off. He's just really got to poop.
It's like that
Get
old
it.
song. Move. Get out of the way. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Is that part of the song? I feel like that's part of the song.
It's I gotta poop, I gotta poop, I gotta poop. Oh shit. A little came out.
Oh, shit.
Emily,
Shit, son.
that was in AMV Hell 1. And Emily went and showed me the old ass YouTube video that was connected to that. And I was like, now I have to stop and think about it. That's been a minute.
We're old.
To be fair, I also have there's a guy I used to be friends with on DeviantArt, and he posted a comic again eventually.
Mm-hmm.
And it marked 20 years from the first comic he posted. And I go, hold on. Yep. I was in college the first time I read a comic by him, and so now, nope, not cool,
Yeah.
not
no.
cool, not dope.
What was it? Post Secrets. I don't know if you ever really got into Post Secrets, but they did the same thing to me not too long ago, and I was like, oh man, that's true. I was in college.
Well, it's like Good Mythical Morning, man. That'll make you feel old.
That would make you feel old. Back in the day, before YouTube was really a thing, and we were just out and about in the wild, wild west of the internet.
To be fair, we actually were in the Wild West of the internet, like 97, 98, getting on dial-up, and
No.
there was no protection. So you're like, am I gonna? I want to see a picture of a Gundam. Is it gonna be a picture of a Gundam, or is it
Maybe.
gonna be titties?
Maybe, probably. I can't tell you how many times someone, you'd be in some kind of chat room talking to people, and they were like, hey, check out this cool website. And I'm like, 12? Sure. I like cool things. It's about the stuff we're talking about, right? Straight to porn.
Oh no, Faces of Death, man. I got hit with that once back in the dial-up day.
Yeah.
Oh god, that let's see, that was called One Man One Post, and it was the motorcycle accident.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't unsee that.
Face of the Death. I heard of
Kind of like the Pickler. Or One
heard
Man,
an
One Jar.
NPR. Man, I'm old. Talk about NPR stuff. I heard an NPR interview about the guy who did Face of the Death, and the whole time they're talking about it, I was like, I remember this. I remember this. And, oh my God. But, like, man, internet was crazy back then.
How many?
You always had a snack because you try to load up a new page. You go make a sandwich. You come back.
It's like the old Simpson joke of when the comic book shop guy was trying to get the naked picture of Agent Scully.
Yeah.
And it was just the ninnet, and then the internet connection died while he was getting a sandwich. Someone picked up the phone, because remember back in the day, someone picks up the phone and you're like, well, I guess my AIM conversation with my friends, they might think I just died.
My house was considered wealthy because we had both a phone line and an internet phone line.
Oh, you were fancy.
But inevitably I'd have my older sister would be on the computer while on the phone, and then everyone's like, what are we supposed to do? I can't also be on the internet.
You want to know how maniacal my little sister was? So she got mad at me one time. And instead of like she used to hide stuff or come in and mess with my room. Mm-hmm. The one time that I legitimately took the punishment was she deleted a save file off of my PlayStation.
Oh.
I got in trouble that day because of my retaliation being very loud. You're not supposed to yell at baby sister.
If someone deleted your memory card from your PlayStation,
this is why I got in trouble. I dropped C-bomb.
Oh man!
I did Australian Old English curse. and
that's a thing.
I accepted that punishment. But the one that she did when I told her one time she couldn't do something, she went and got on my dad's computer and searched bigbutts.com, bigboobs.com.
Which apparently were websites.
Oh no, here's the thing. They were, I think, but it didn't matter because my dad went and checked the search history. And so I get in trouble.
No, I got in trouble once. I got in trouble once for that kind of stuff. And it was one of those, it was back before I knew keystrokes to close out the active web browser. And I was stuck because there was, for some reason, the screen was too large and there were no delete or minimize buttons on the top. There was no. It was just the bigboobs.com or whatever it was, and it's just stuck there. I was like, I clicked the wrong link and I'm here and I don't know what to do, and I was like, I'm other room. My mom's like, dinner's ready. I'm like, oh, help.
Oh, it's kind of like back. Oh God, this is one. Remember that it's whitehouse.gov to go to the White House. There was also whitehouse.com. There was a very, very different website, and I remember a kid in school getting in trouble. I was trying to go to the White House to learn about the president. Oh, you were going to porn, and that's back in the even schools didn't have firewalls and smart filters back in the day because everybody was like the internet.
And then when schools put smart filters in and firewalls in, they filtered out too strongly, and my science teachers who wanted to show us X and Y chromosomes couldn't show us sex chromosomes because they had the word sex in it, and we're like, I can just draw it on the whiteboard. I can't do anything else. It's like, turn to page 58.
See, this is how I know you're younger than me. It's because I would have said the overhead projector.
They had those, but she didn't like them. Man. How do we get on this topic?
I don't know. Oldest piece of technology that I ever used in the classroom is I had one teacher that was so old at my high school, they still use microfiche. Do you remember?
Explain.
Okay, so microfiche, when you go to college, you can get a hold of old documents on microfiche because it's on the little 8mm film, and it goes it has the giant ass TV, and you literally have the reels here, and you're just reversing back and forth, and then you can print. Had to do that to get documents a lot. There used to be microfiche projectors for high school because microfiche was cheaper than full-on film. So it looked kind of like an L, and it was always that like standard issue office equipment beige, and it was solid metal frame with plastic underneath, and it was literally, you would twist this, and it would pull the film from the bottom up, or maybe it pulled it from the top down, and it would show like a scene, and then they would explain it, and then they twist it. Very much like the beginning of like the Fallout games of like when you see this type thing. Very much that type of energy. And I had one teacher that always did that because she bought that microfiche in the 1970s. And by God damn it,
I'm gonna use it.
I made $9,000 that year, and I spent $500 on supplies. I still use them. I'm over here doing this. You know what? Now as a teacher, I fully understand 100%. There's crap I bought that's now like a decade old, and I'm like, no, I had to buy this out of my own pocket. It get used.
Yeah, I can get behind that. I mean, I've never had to buy things out of my own pocket for work before.
Oh, you blessed child!
I know. I'm not a teacher. That's not a thing. And then I own my own business now, and I buy everything out of my own pocket for work, but it's a write-off. Save those receipts, son. Hey, you get that stuff back.
The spoiled turnip took away my write-offs for business purchases back in 2017. And they haven't given them back yet. Fix that.
Because that's smart.
Anyway, so we've been killing time waiting for the Bosch to get here. There are some Modelo's. You know what? Let's start with yours because yours is the easiest. So why don't you grab some Dos Equis, and I got a flat bar.
Okay.
Wait, Dos Equis are not twist top, are they? All right, we'll be right back. I'm going to get the flat bar, and also it's about that time for bed. So.
Okay.
So we're not gonna. We'll be right back. Ow.
You okay?
Yeah, there's a thing there that I just hit my shin. So that's it. There. Is Mom here? Yeah. Look in the drawer with the utensils. The flat portion. Buddy, the one two drawer left. I'm not gonna feel bad for you for that child. You get all yanky here because of power. I'll get your cookie, bud.
So, in an effort to, actually try out the whole fancying up the beer and not just trying the beer part, we're using a lot of beers we used last time, Mexican beers, and stuff like that. First thing we're going to run through is one we've all had, just to remind us, the old classic, salt with a lime. Little lime, little salt, and put it into the burr. I think I got this one.
So we pour a little bit in, right?
Yeah, we're gonna throw a little bit in our cups. Enough to get the actual flavor and taste of everything.
Huh? I don't know.
All he's been saying is it's a new one.
We've been trying to get him to diversify his.
He got to the end and Captain Underpants and started it over.
Ah.
Watch something else.
My child has learned what Captain Underpants is.
Oh. You destroy a lime into the beer. Enough salt to make it do fizzy. Is that a little fizzy? You try it.
Okay. That is nice.
Yeah.
I won't lie. I buy the pre-made Dos Equis lime and salt.
Yeah.
Because it comes in for $2, I get a beer this big.
Okay.
I will say this: the Modelo one, not as good.
Well, I think that one of the reasons, and I was talking about this earlier, before we turned the camera on. One of the reasons I think these kind of things caught on is because it was so easy to do this anywhere. You at a restaurant, you get your beer, and you're like, I want it to be a little bit nicer, and they have salt, they have limes. That's gonna be in the.
It's like how the nacho came about. They had chips, they had cheese, they had jalapenos, and the kitchen was closed. So this is good because it's easy.
Yeah.
But also I'm going to say, from the little bit of beer history I know, the whole reason you're going to add this lime in and add the salt is that beer
Much better.
that beer went bad
Yeah.
and you're hiding it.
True.
Because it's the same reason like you overly hopped a an IPA.
Yeah.
Is because it was going to possibly skunk before you get to where it's going.
Is he a dessert?
No, but I told him to ask you.
Give me 5 minutes.
Children.
They're a blessing.
I'm about to have two. Technically, I'm going to go at this point as much as she's moving, I got two.
That's true. When we get to a point that
She's been kicking around a good bit. Like, she has kicked me. Okay, let me tell myself. So, Em and I are in bed. I'm facing the wall. Em has rolled over in her pregnancy pillow, which I'm told repeatedly I'm not allowed to steal.
nope,
In my sleep, I try.
it's not yours.
No, but again, in my sleep, I try. And anyway, apparently, in my sleep, I tooted. Surprise, surprise. And then the baby kicked my back through Emily after I did it. Because Em woke up. Em woke up and she's like, ugh. And all of a sudden, I'm like, ugh. She's like, what? The baby kicked me. And she goes, you deserve it.
That's funny. That's really funny. Christ,
Let's be honest. That's also accurate. You see, hand me back my lime from before. So, what is tahini?
Tahini is a Mexican blend of seasonings. It's got some chili peppers, sea salts, citric acid. That is my hand, young doggo. And lime, dehydrated lime juice, so on and so forth. I've got a little sprinkled on the plate here. I just tried it, honestly, to kind of get an idea of like what it tastes like by itself. But he would have the best idea to kind of do a little rimming.
I got this from How to Drink. I used to watch them on YouTube all the time, and then most of what they started posting was their podcast and not, drinks. So he never does a full rim, and I did a terrible job on this, but he always does a half rim.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't want to, like, the reason he would say to do that is when you put it in your mouth, you don't want it to get in your eye. And if you, depending on the glass you use, if you rim the whole glass, you get spices too close.
Who touches their eye with the glass?
Someone that has been doing, he would always do like 4 or 5 drinks in a straight shot. So that means like the first, like one video, he's pretty sober making his drink. And then there's one, he's a little wobbly. And that's because that's the last video he made in a day because they filmed a bunch of them in a row so they have time to edit them and have a buffer period.
So you get a little rim. The waitress that I saw doing this, she just, before cracking the beer, she just shook it around the edge of the beer and then opened it. And so like I thought it was pretty cool.
I'm gonna put a little bit in there.
But it's the same idea. It's the same idea. It's even got lime in it, just like we just tried. But it's got a little spice to it. And, it was a nicer restaurant. She was into it. So, like, okay, well,
Give it a
put it on
shot.
the list. Yeah.
Okay. Different.
Let's see. Hold on.
I like the aftertaste more than the initial punch.
Yeah. Like, Because the chili kind of hangs out in your mouth a little bit.
Hold on a second.
You got more limes.
Oh, I'm using the most of it because rice not, want not. Ooh, that's starting to get real salty at the tail end. Like it's caught up in the corners of my mouth.
Like, because the salt and the lime mixture, that was classic.
Mm-hmm.
We all know that. It's just got a little spice to it.
It's
It
not.
still has lime. So it's like, it's not bad. It's just...
If you add more lime juice to it, it's a little better. Because I'm gonna be honest, the tahini.
It says it has lime. It's not as limey.
No, it's not just that. It's not spicy. Like I was expecting it to have more of a.
Yeah, that's true.
I was expecting more of a peppery kick. Because I mean, let's see what's in it. 0 calories.
Whoop whoop. Fun fact.
Chili peppers, sea
We'll
salt,
go with
citric acid. Contains 0.5 or less % of dehydrated lime juice. Silicone dioxide to prevent caking. Good. So it's been shot with silicone. Now all I can think of is a song by Akon.
So, I'm not against it. I'm just not...
I think there's some factors to this.
Okay.
One, I don't think either of us really have had tahini a lot.
It's true.
So our brains are trying to calculate the flavor. But it tastes like smoky salt to me.
I can get behind that. Yeah.
Like it's mostly smoky salt. And I'm not opposed to that, but it's not bad. I was expecting something different.
And so it's got the same saltiness. It's got a little bit of lime to it. Both of us added lime, and it made it better. But
I feel like
It's got-
the added lime added to it because the acid brought something up. I'll be honest. I'd rather have just rimmed the glass in salt.
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
A little bit, because
just a little bit.
just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
But like, what my issue here is that like, I like the chili part of it. I like that to it, but it just wasn't. It's not what I'm expecting when I'm drinking a beer. You know?
Fair.
And when I'm thinking about like gussing it up and making it taste a little different, taste a little better, it tasted a lot different. But I wouldn't say it's better, just on a different spectrum.
It's
Like if this beer was a 5, it's a 5 still. It's just over here.
like I'm gonna say I don't know if we can really rank. It's not like we can say this is my favorite, this is my least favorite. I don't think because I think by the time we get to the end of this, we're gonna be a little mouth blind
A little bit.
because
Well, I was
I mean
trying to
the 90% of when you gussy up a beer, especially in the States, is gonna be salt.
Mm-hmm.
Like if Grabe had made it tonight, he was gonna add watermelon juice to a pilsner
Oh yeah.
and
yeah.
make a watermelon shandy. Oh, we got somebody here.
It smells like cinnamon. That smells like
Hold on.
cinnamon. What am
Why
I
does it
sitting?
smell like cinnamon? You're sitting in the
Hey,
middle.
hey, hand me that.
What?
We got to get him caught up.
Yep.
Great.
It's not.
No,
Gonna
no, you don't need both.
No, it's. I'm adding to that because now we need to do the salt and the lime.
Okay.
So add salt.
So we
and
did
lime,
salt and lime, and then we did tahini.
and
and
we
we
need
just-
like.
The worst thing is, I already know what this drink is.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Because-
Also,
it's
hi
a-
everyone.
It's Bosch.
Sorry I'm running late.
It's
I'm
Bosch.
Bosch.
He's wearing a nice shirt, so you can figure out he was doing something important. He was doing the Lord government's work.
Yes.
But the reason I wanted
Ow.
to make sure this was included was because it's like the classic, like
This
add
is.
a couple quick things to your
So
beer
you
to
don't
change
put
it up.
the whole lime in.
You want to drop
Yep.
it in? You can go right ahead.
You
bro.
can
I
if you
didn't.
want to, but we just gotta squeeze the heck out of it.
So I mean, Grave was going to make a watermelon shandy. Is what he was going to do.
Watermelon shandy.
Do you can any fruit juice you can use to make a shandy? It's your average. I went. This is my beach beer,
I'm about to
right?
say it reminds me of the beach because also the beach might skunk your beer, and so it reminds me of the beach. Because this is a great way to hide
Because
stuff.
let's also be honest. When you go to the beach, one, you don't want to drink a Guinness on the beach.
No.
Unless it's an English beach, and then you need that extra bit of warmth from the Guinness when you jump into 40-degree water.
I have drank things like that on the beach before, and I didn't move. It was one of those. Like,
It's because you ate a loaf of bread.
I had I forget which,
Oh, hi, Dewey.
whichever anniversary it is, where like the thing is
Oh, we're
wood.
adding more.
Well,
Or am I finishing this and then making the next one?
I'm just getting you prepped.
finish that, make the next one. Like we have a thing to rim the glass if you want to.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, so I think it was like second or third year anniversary, and we had it was wood was the gift you're supposed to give, and so what Amherst got me was a couple like really big like large bottles of barrel aged beer, like whiskey barrel aged beer, and she gave it to me while we're at the little house, and we're at the beach, and I was like, I'm gonna take this to the beach because I wanted to drink at the beach. I drank all those beers, or I drank 3 of those really very big beers, very alcoholic beers, while on the beach, and then I couldn't stand up. I was stuck in that chair.
You slept.
I wasn't asleep. I was conscious. I was just immobile drunk. If I stand up, I fall down, and so I knew better. Type drunk.
Take your lime.
Lime?
No, take one of the ones you've already used. Yeah, and just
He'd been here before.
ring your glass.
Oh, this is the thing I was gonna say, because I started like really watching what I was eating and everything, and like checking calorie counts and stuff.
Got a paper towel.
No, we missed those because we're boys.
Yeah.
I got it.
So, when y'all are doing this, did y'all cover
Did half on mine.
why you want to use like a fruit
Oh,
to ring your glass and not just water?
I mentioned. Oh no, I didn't mention why you use a fruit to ring your glass. I just mentioned you use a strong citrus to cover a skunk beer because it'll overpower the taste.
So, you want to use a fruit because those are usually almost instantly sticky over water when you're ringing your glass. This comes in handy for margaritas.
Yep.
And that helps keep the salt on there. This is a bit messy because, well, I dropped mine in the beer and kind of quickly moving along to catch up to these two. What are you pouring me?
Happens. Same thing.
So get it on there.
You're still drinking the same beer. We're just doing tahini instead of salt.
Oh.
Saw this at a restaurant the other day at a Blind Tiger in Shreveport, and they put this on the edge of a nice little beer.
It's a lot.
That's not actually a lot. Trust me, you'll realize why it's not a lot.
Anyway,
Just finish off.
All right.
so what I was saying is like, I realized a lot of these seasonings are 0 calories. Tahini, 0 calories. Slap your mama, 0 calories. All these freaking seasonings are 0 calories. And then you see these videos of these jocks like eating boiled chicken with no seasoning on it. Like that's good for them. There's no part of eating good that makes you have to torture yourself with bland boiled chicken. You can throw some stuff on there and make it taste okay. Like, come on, guys.
I mean, you
Come
do
on.
need to look at like the salt content and all that jazz. But I'm not a health expert, so.
Yeah, I guess. But come on.
As long as you don't overdo the sodium, you should be okay. Also, a little. Sometimes you need to add some sodium back into you.
That's true.
First thought on the tahini.
So, up front, this just tastes like lime salt.
A little smoky. Because my first impression was smoky salt. Like, I didn't get a lot of lime. But you put a whole lot more lime juice on ringing yours.
Yeah. It's probably because I made some
Yeah.
pretty delicious margaritas the other night, and I had chili lime salt.
The chili lime salt does sound pretty good, though.
Oh, it was awesome. Don't knock putting a jalapeno in your margaritas. That
That
bit of
sounds great.
heat
Why
kicks
would?
it up.
Okay, one. I'm going to knock margaritas because margaritas, even though off camera at this point. No, it's on camera right in front of you. There is very much a picture of margarita mix that has slowly been eating away at 2 ice balls.
Which it needed to because there's already alcohol in the margarita mix.
Yeah. So anyway, while he's finishing that, Jed, would you get the 2 Modelo's that are in the fridge?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, we're about to do the multiple named, not from Mexico drink.
I want to do this one.
Oh wait, you want to slap your mama?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll
Because
do that.
this is the experiment.
Okay, we'll do that one then. Yeah, that's better. Not a
I don't
fan.
know. I wouldn't say I'm not a fan. Like I see what's going on. What you're going for, I just think it's more accomplished. It's just having straight lime juice.
Yeah, we were the same way. We don't hate it. It's just different.
As far as like, if you get a part of the glass that's not ringed with this, it does hit you up front, but it doesn't. It's got no staying power.
No, like here's my thing: is when you tell me there's chili powder in here, I actually expect more of a
Heat.
zing. I expect a zing. There was no zing,
Mm-hmm.
and I was slightly disappointed that it's not bad. It's just not what I
Imagine.
expected. And it's also going to be weird to think that the tahini is going to be involved in the other one I got to make.
Okay. So, my idea behind this was just, I read the ingredients on tahini, and I said, that's not too far off from your typical southern seasonings, your Louisiana seasoning. So I grabbed a little Slap Your Mama with the idea of, would that work? Would it be similar? And so I wanted to try it. So this is just a straight experiment. And you guys are joining me. Join me.
Actually,
Join
I'll tell
me.
you what. Let me rinse my cup real fast, and I'll come join you on this adventure.
Kyle's
Again?
over here being very efficient, very effective. I'm over here just crossing the streams. Also, always remember if someone asks you if you're a god,
You say yes.
you say yes. All right, I got a much better crust on this one. Look at that.
That was much better.
Yeah, I'm happy. That is that probably can't be seen other than it makes my glass look dirty. Oh, it looks okay. All right.
I am not doing as well.
I'm going to say based on smell alone, I'm already happy about this.
But then again, this is something we know.
What we do, and I do know that you put Tony's into
Bloody Marys.
Bloody Mary sometimes.
Yes. They'll do Tony's and Bloody Marys. And Slap Your Mama is like a Tony's. It's like a Tony's-esque thing. It's
You
fun.
might want to put a little bit more out there for him to use because you kind of.
Yeah, I kind of destroyed it. We'll see how this works. And for science, we're using the same beer. You know, because gotta have
No
the
reason
control.
not to.
Gotta have the control.
Yeah.
There we go.
Sure. Everyone knew what happened.
You don't even have to ask.
It wasn't a hesitation.
When
it was
everybody
kind
just
of
starts looking over here at Miro, and then he starts giggling.
I pooted.
Okay.
Oh shit! No, that was a full-on fart.
Oh gosh.
Christ.
All right. Smell the beer.
Bottoms up.
All right. Mmm. I like that a little bit better. Because that actually has the tingly to it. You know what I mean? There's a little bit of actual heat.
More heat to it. There's. It's a lot of salt.
That is.
That
That's a
is
lot of
too
salt.
much salt.
The second sip is what got me to that. Like, that's a lot of salt. So yeah, I'm gonna move to the side that has very little on its rim.
Well, I even had very little, and that's too much salt.
I like the heat part.
Mm-hmm.
Little too much salt.
Well, we
I can
could-
taste the garlic in there because it does have some garlic in the seasoning mix.
Mhm.
I can taste the garlic in it, and I'm liking it. I'm down.
It's way too much. It overpowers the beer. Like
It does
as I'm
overpower
drinking,
it.
I'm just getting slap your mamas and not.
We're
beer.
drinking Slap Your Mama. Slap Your
Yes.
Mama juice.
Hold up. I got an idea. Give me a second.
Dirty.
Slap Your Mama juice does
Hey,
sound
at least
dirty.
we don't got Chris Brown with us this time. Poor Topher. Give me a second. I got an idea.
He's got an idea.
More experimentation. Experimentation is good. Helps you find what you like.
Yeah. Anyway, figured I'd go with it, try it out. Now that I know a little bit too salty, we're gonna try. There's probably a low sodium version or something like that. I can fiddle around with. But I do like the spice notes.
Same issue.
I like the spiciness of it though. Dead air.
I have no idea what he's planning.
Add a tiny bit of salt. Tiny bit of salt.
What is it?
Seasoning.
Hold on. Let me rinse mine off.
Alright, so.
We're now in an additional experimentation phase. Hold on, we need to add just a little bit of salt.
I was thinking we need to mix this somehow.
Oh, hold on.
There we go.
You're getting just the lipstick right there.
Oh god. I think I got a lot of cayenne.
There's not too much cayenne in this, I don't think.
Yeah, but
That's
I
a
think
pretty decent crust.
I think we just got a whole lot of it. So, have y'all just been playing with Mexican beers and
Yes.
rimming your glasses?
Yeah.
So there's a whole lot.
No, you didn't. We tried to do that. Also, there's like 20 minutes of us shooting the shit and also talking about thick T-Rexes.
Oh yeah.
Thick
The
T-Rexes.
T in T-Rex stands for thick.
I thought it was Tyrannosaurus. but
Nope,
okay.
it's thick. It's thick
Bum,
Rex.
bum, bum, bum. What? How's the T-Rex clap? Doesn't use its hands. No, it's just.
And, which one was the one?
The one right in front of you. This is the one we've been using. Now, I'm going to do this just for the Dos Equis, just a little bit for the Dos Equis.
I have done everything I can to cut salt out of my diet. So whenever there's salt, I can tell.
Heart stuffs.
Wet glass. I just ripped
It's
it off.
just seasoning all the way down.
It's all the way down. It's gonna be in my beard.
Nice.
Turtles all the way down, boys.
Alright,
All right, let's open up that Dos Equis.
Or do we want to do a Modelo?
No, the Modelo is for
Next.
Control.
Yeah, we have been. This is the experimental phase. So so far we got. I'm gonna say so far on top of everything we've done. Not that we really, like I said earlier, we can't really rate super with this, but I still think the simple lime and salt is
Crazy enough, like that. It's crazy how the classic is just like, yeah, that's
Yes.
where it's at. That's where it's at so far.
Yeah. Although that being said, I am looking forward to.
yours is gonna be the fucking devil.
Well, I'm taking a good beer and ruining it
Yes, you are.
because people
So-
don't like a good beer.
So am I. All right, so
What is this?
guys, what this is, I mixed a little bit of garlic powder, a little bit of elote seasoning, and added a little paprika,
Okay.
and then added the salt when we got to the table. I don't know what this is going to be, but I really do love elote seasoning.
So you basically made Slap Your Mama without the salt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot smokier.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
here
better.
for it.
It's better than Slap Your Mama. It's weird.
But it is very
It is
weird.
Very weird. And again, just takes away, like the beer disappears.
Yeah, I feel like I just dumped a whole bottle or a bottle of Grill Mates into my mouth. I'm not about this.
It's okay.
If
It could be refined
If
to be
you're
better.
drinking a light beer that you just don't like, you're not a fan of, but your buddies are, get yourself some of this stuff. Get some. Go to the cabinet. Find yourself some seasonings. Throw it on your beer, and be all like, "Oh no, I saw this on the internet one day, and
I am drinking mesquite water."
All of a sudden, you're not drinking that beer anymore. Still get a little alcohol. You can hang out with your buddies.
Here's the deal. Now we just need to make this the flavor of a seltzer, and it'll probably be okay. Mesquite seltzer.
That tracks.
Texas would buy that ranch water. Fucking crazy.
Every guy would get some Mesquite Texas ranch water to go hunting with. It fits that it pulls out the redneck in me. It fits that thing.
I'm gonna say this though, before I try that one ever again, I gotta refine that because here's the deal. I do like that it's building heat at the tail end. By the way, that's the best elote seasoning I found.
Okay.
That's not.
We're done with this.
Yeah, we're done with those. All right. Actually, the one that leave one of those because we need to. You know what? We're not rimming glasses. Tahin's just got to go in it. So.
Oh.
In what?
Everybody, pass me your glasses.
Oh, what's next?
The one that I told y'all I was not super. I'll give you just a little. That I was not.
I'm not picking up a whole lot of salt on that.
Yeah, it didn't. Tahini didn't have a ton of salt in it.
What this is I've seen this list. Well, hold on, no, I got to keep mixing down here.
Oh.
Slide that Modelo to me. Also, would you go? I forgot to get the bitters. Would you go grab the bitters?
I don't know where your bitters are. With your whiskey?
Yeah, by the whiskey.
Okay.
This is the one I've seen called the Mexican Summer, the Mexican Sunrise, Mexican Spring, and none of this actually came from Mexico. This is a very white girl drink that came somewhere out of Oklahoma, Texas.
Hi.
You just got orange?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't want any of this, do we?
You don't want any of this.
You don't want any of this, do we? I think I want some of that cocaine.
Everyone, this is Dewey.
I'm sorry, you said you don't want this Dewey, and all I can think of is Dewey Cox, the Dewey Cox story.
I think I do want some of that.
I do not.
I think I want some of that marijuana. You don't want none of this shit, Dewey.
Could I OD on it? You can't OD on it. Well, I don't want to. I don't become a drug addict. It's not a habit for me.
This is not.
Well, it's probably pretty expensive. That's the cheapest drug there is. Are we mixing Modelo, Tahin, and margarita?
Yes.
All right.
Well, shit.
I told you I was making you a white girl drink. Before we started, I told you this.
I am the dog chair now.
You are the dog chair now until he gets in Jed's lap. All right.
I like how the Tahin is floating around in it like some dirty water.
Now,
And I say that with the most sarcasm I could. It looks like dirty,
yep.
sewage
Really?
water. It looks like the water I just poured out of my
Alright,
kid's
buddy.
pool
Down.
that's been sitting in the pool for like 4 days.
Yeah, since the
And-
birthday party.
Yeah, it's just like there's stuff just.
Well, here's the
floating.
deal. There is a slight layering in there that I was not expecting.
It's just floating in there.
Like, until Kyle told me he was making what he's making, I was expecting I had one of the two drinks that I brought to make would be one of the worst. I think we're all looking at this with trepidation.
Just.
Well, I was like, okay, yeah, let's
there's,
try it.
There's one thing that
It
I
can't be worse than the Dos Equis, but then he started talking about bathtub water.
Look, man.
And I'm like, all right, Belle.
Now, here's the deal. Looking at this. Fuck you. But the thing about this is that there's one thing I was not going to add to this. Because you're supposed to blend it.
Okay.
You were supposed to add tomatoes
Okay.
and arbols.
Okay. I am gonna stir it then. Because I feel like it needs a good stirring.
Were you supposed to blend it with ice? Because I feel like this is like a
No.
knockoff. I'm gonna be fancy.
This is a
Bloody Mary.
This is a beer-arita that's not an iced margarita.
Oh.
This is
Like it smells. It smells okay.
I mean, it smells like Modelo and lime.
all right.
Oh, here we go.
I'm getting the tequila smell.
Salute. Okay, that doesn't taste terrible.
I can see why it's a white girl drink.
It tastes It tastes dangerous.
It's sweet.
It
Yeah.
tastes dangerous. It tastes like something you'd sip on all night.
But that's
not
because
thinking this is alcoholic.
it's because
and
it's
then
got
sinks up on you.
that is Chi-Chi's margarita mix you
There's
left in my fridge.
so much. There's so much sugar in this.
Oh, you added the.
Yeah, there's so
it
much sugar
it already
in this.
had tequila and triple sec in it, which is why I'm going to be careful with this because I'm not a tequila drinker for reasons. But
For reasons. There's so much sugar in here. And it
Now,
just kinda
now I'm glad I didn't go get what I originally planned to get.
can't taste the tahini. I'll do a little more. See if that helps or changes things.
I'm going to say this ranks above the Slap Your Mama.
Yeah. And Slap Your Mama was a shot in the dark. I'll throw that out there a few times.
I think it ranks the same level as the elote seasoning one for me.
Yeah. This
Straight lime is still the best.
straight lime is still the best. Straight lime is the only one we can taste the beer.
I could see adding tomato juice, changing the flavor, and making it something. I don't know what, but
You mean
something.
like I feel like you throw tomatoes in this and it's just a Bloody Mary. Like it's just
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
a
gonna
bar-
feel
it's, a,
Bloody
it's,
Mary.
the, it's the illegitimate shot of a Bloody Mary and a margarita.
Yeah, and I think that was the idea.
which
behind
sounds
it.
like what would happen on any Saturday night in Louisiana.
Yeah, like I said,
Like
this came
Saturday
out-
night margaritas, Sunday morning Bloody Mary. That's happening in your stomach. You might as well drink it.
It's mimosas on Sunday, you know that.
Yeah, but mimosas actually taste good.
Eh.
Both mimosas and Bloody Marys happen at brunch.
Oh god, getting in trouble and
Like
because being told that when you're offered a Bloody Mary or a Jack and Coke at 9 in the morning at a casino and you go Jack and Coke and get told by your mother that's an AM drink or that's a PM drink, you're gonna look like an alcoholic, and your only response is, I think knowing the difference between an AM drink and a PM drink is signs that you're an alcoholic. And that's when I get punched in the middle of Harrah's New Orleans.
That is when you get punched by your relatives.
To be fair,
Um,
I deserved it. To be fair, I was not wrong.
that's why you get punched, though. You don't call them out on that.
I'm not
That's
gonna
not
lie,
nice.
like, it's not bad, it's not disgusting, I just don't want to drink it.
I finished mine just so I could have an empty glass, but I'll say this. More bitters might have helped it, but I don't want to add more bitters.
My thing is that, like,
It's not a complete drink.
nothing's going to take away from the sweetness of...
Hey, rinse this out, please.
Yep.
Nothing's going to take away from the sweetness of this stuff right here. Like,
No.
it
needs something else.
There
Maybe
was
like a whole bunch of tiny tacos on a skewer stuck into it.
I know. There was a time in my life, right? I had a friend, came back from Mexico with a bunch of candy. Like weird candy. And it was a lot of like lime suckers with tahini on it or something like that. And this reminds me a lot of that because it's so sweet. And it...
Yeah, again, this is a fuck you up drink.
Mm-hmm.
Like I knew,
That'll mess you
I
up.
knew when I grabbed it as an extra.
That'll mess you up right there.
I knew when I grabbed it as an extra, it was not going to be anybody's favorite, but it would be different. I just didn't expect it to be this disappointing.
I will tell you, it cleans my palate from being blown out by all the spices.
Hey, would you bring 2 of the bottled Guinness when you come back?
Yes, sir.
Because
Bottle Guinness?
I bought Guinness too for the one I'm making.
Oh.
Hand me the Prosecco.
We're about to ruin multiple Guinness tonight.
Yeah, but we still have enough Guinness out in the shed to actually enjoy a Guinness off stream. We have Guinness to enjoy.
Also, I think Jed was onto something. If you're sitting there with a plate of tacos and you got this on the side, and they were spicy tacos, I could see this pairing really well. But that's kind of all this drink kind of seems like. It's just it pairs. You don't drink it by itself.
No.
What'd you say?
You were right that this needs to be paired with something.
What? The
The monstrosity that was involved in the margarita mix. Also, go ahead and just take that away.
You know what's crazy? These ice balls that were in this margarita mix, whereas the two beside each other were as wide as the margarita mix. So this is diluted.
Yeah.
It's a fairly diluted margarita mix you poured in there.
All right.
I don't know what you're planning.
Bring a spoon back, please.
What?
Bring a spoon back. I'm about to commit a cardinal sin against my own drinking rules.
Yeah.
Like, no lie, I'm about to like commit blasphemy. Not as bad as you. You're gonna get excommunicated. You're gonna get a call from like Llewellyn Arthur McDaniel Guinness that says you are no longer gonna be sold Guinness at any establishment.
Spoon.
Spoon.
Can I make a terrible joke? Like, I'm just saying
Flat bar.
awful.
No, we're on stream.
Okay.
Make a what joke?
Actually, I'm not your parent.
Nothing wrong. Make a joke.
All right, I'll put it this way. The drink I'm going to make is why Ireland wants to separate from Britain.
He's not wrong.
I'm
I know
interested.
the recipe.
I'm interested. Like this.
All right.
Why Ireland wants to separate from Britain.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna make myself cry a little bit because the first beer I ever seriously drank, and that I cut my teeth drinking on, was Guinness, which explains why.
You should probably open the Guinness. Like, you shouldn't be drinking out of like a ripped glass or. Why are you cutting your teeth on?
Right. Anyway, the beer that I first started drinking, like I had, shitty beers beforehand, like one or two, and I was like, these suck. And then a friend of mine decided he was going to figure out exactly how much it took to get me drunk my 21st birthday. And I had whiskey and stuff. Like, I can't, like, if you're 20, I legitimately have no moral ground to stand on to tell you that you can't do anything, but it's illegal.
Don't drink and drive, and don't drink till you're 21.
Them's the laws.
Yeah, I
Them's
still cannot ethically make that statement because I was 20 when I started drinking.
I can say them's the laws.
Them's the laws, that's true.
Them's
Anyway,
the laws.
so the first beer I started regularly drinking was Guinness, and I consider it a light beer because of where I went after that being my first beer.
Well, when you start with motor oil, you gotta continue with motor oil. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So you pour
So now I'm
The-
adding Prosecco.
Prosecco over a spoon.
Give me a paper towel. I was trying to make a float.
No, just go get a fresh one.
I was trying to make a float, and it did not. But it doesn't matter if I don't pull off the float.
So is it not supposed to mix?
It can. It does. It's just if you're talented.
Oh!
Kinda.
So I don't know what a float is. Please explain.
Okay, so a float is when you add two different liquors together, one of which is much less density than the other. And you can see it on top of the other one. Oh, I actually pulled it off in yours. Look.
And you can see there's a literal layer.
Of what it is Prosecco.
There's a
Mine
Prosecco,
is sort of that level. Mine's a little bit more mixed.
the layer of Prosecco.
Yours is, yeah.
It's almost like
Jed's is the best.
a black and tan or whatnot, and it's just got a Prosecco on top instead of,
So, yeah, what this is called is a black velvet.
Oh.
It is Guinness with sparkling wine or Prosecco, and I went with Prosecco because there's a $5 bottle.
Okay.
So,
How much are you going to hate me if I love this?
Huh? I'm not going to hate you, because if this turns out to not be garbage, I'm going to be happy, because then I found an additional reason to buy Guinness and a reason to buy Prosecco.
Okay.
But my whole thing is that I have just basically made those beer or those soda bottle gummies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So
That's true.
Jed's is still the best. Like, look at Jed's. Look at Jed's in the image. That is straight up clear.
Look at it.
Yeah.
It's great. I can see through it. Okay.
All right, so smell first. I'm getting just the Prosecco, which is a crisp
Same.
wine.
Which makes sense because it's on top. All right,
Yeah.
drink.
All right. Okay. Okay.
Too much Prosecco? Not,
Did you just get the straight Prosecco taste?
I guess.
Yours is separating more.
Yeah.
Mine is not. But
Maybe you gotta get a big gulp?
You do. You got to turn it. You got to turn it good. It's because
okay.
I'm watching you drink, and I see mostly Prosecco and a little bit of Guinness seeping
Like
through
right
your
now,
mouth.
I'm looking at your glass and it looks like an oil spill that's shiny on top and dark underneath it, I guess. But
And then when you get down to this level, you can still see a little Prosecco on top, but not as much.
I don't hate that.
I'd order this. This is good.
Um,
This is like if you took a Guinness, made it a little bit sweeter,
If-
and gave it
if
a,
you had
give
a
it a
better
hint of
pour-
bubbles.
if you had a better pour on the separating the layers, Kyle,
Yeah.
I think it'd be. But you gotta get a big gulp.
Ah, man, I'd order this. This is
That's,
not bad at all.
Shit, I was worried this was gonna be absolutely terrible.
Sir, I'm not saying I'm going to
This-
go buy
this is-
Prosecco, but like this is nice.
You're lying because you're gonna go eventually buy.
I'm going to end up. I'm going
You're
to end
gonna
up
do
with
this with AJ at some point.
Here's what's gonna happen.
You know, do this. Get Harrison to drink this.
Here's what's gonna happen. I will. Here's what's gonna happen is I'm gonna be at like a New Year's Eve party or something like that, and I'll end up with one of those little bottles of Prosecco, just like you had. And I don't care for Prosecco by itself. It's too sweet. My wife didn't care for champagne or Prosecco at all. So what am I gonna do with this? And then I'll remember, oh, I can pour it over a spoon on top of a glass of Guinness and slowly get rid of it and have a drink that I actually enjoy. Like, this is good. Like,
You're not a fan.
This drink just makes me mad because I'm like, I just want the Guinness.
I mean, the thing is, I was expecting this to actually taste
Awful.
gross. But here's the deal. I'm wondering if we get one of the not local vineyards, but our Louisiana vineyards, because I know two of us will not buy from the local vineyard again, not naming names of said vineyard. Probably will not buy from them ever again. But if we took Turbo Dog
okay.
and we got a Louisiana like a Riesling, not just the Prosecco, we get like a Riesling, one of those sparkling,
Okay.
not champagne, but just get like the ones that are slightly less dry.
Yeah.
I think this would work, but ooh, wait. What if we got a sparkling raspberry wine? And we put it over the top of the Guinness like this and got a chocolate raspberry cake.
You know what that made me think of?
What?
We should do an episode one day with flavored beers.
We could do that, yeah.
Like beers that have like, because I know there's a blueberry beer out there and it's weird.
We
It's
also,
okay.
oh god,
But
we got.
they're, like,
I think we should-
Shinerbach's got a prickly pear beer right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Here-
you have
here's
like
the deal is,
you've
that's-
got like
we
purple
can-
haze and
we
stuff
can
that's
repeat,
like.
we can repeatedly do this because there's the Satsuma beer, the pecan beer,
Mhm.
there's the blueberry beer, there's the strawberry beer that all come out from a beta,
Yep.
and they're seasonal. And the Satsuma beer, every time I've had it, is great. The pecan beer, hit and miss because it depends on.
Yeah, it's hit and miss. The strawberry one's too sweet for me, but I do like the strawberry Andy Gator version.
Well, we could grab
That's
that
really
one.
good.
But you know what? This is. I would not necessarily order this in a restaurant, but like you said, at New Year's,
Yeah. Here's the thing, like
a weird special occasion.
every now and then you want a mixed drink, but you don't want it to be that ridiculous. Like I don't want a mixed drink in a martini glass. I'm not a martini person. I like, and normally my mixed drink is just an old fashioned, which like you just want something different. This is a good little different.
This is okay. Look, let's go over what we got so far because we're about to have the Trojan horse.
Oh goodness.
Who is the dab? I'm assuming. So let's go off. Still at number one to me, just lime and salt.
Lemon salt was good.
I
That was good.
never
That was
put
good.
lime and salt in a Guinness. I will stab.
I don't think it'd even be good.
No,
It wouldn't do right.
it
wouldn't
wouldn't.
do right.
It's because Guinnesses are too milky. You don't want to add the citrus. But I'm still saying at the top, it's just that for me, the black velvet, the Prosecco and Guinness is number two.
Yeah.
Then it would be just the beer with tahini. And at the bottom,
Slap your mama.
Slap Your Mama. The Mexicans, the one, the multiple named margarita beer.
Yeah. Is the worst one.
Okay, the Slap Your Mama is below that one.
It had too much salt. It just had too much salt.
The margarita one is gross to me. It's one of those, like, if we were all, like, say we're at a beach and you blended that with some ice and threw, like, some extra lime juice in it.
Yeah, I guess.
But then, just give me a margarita. Don't slap a cheap beer into it.
Yeah.
It's the reason I always thought beer-ritas were kind of a...
It's a weird cop-out.
It's a gimmick.
It's a weird cop-out. Because you got that, like, that bottle of beer upside down into the margarita, and it's like, it's cool looking, but
Nah.
I'll take a margarita and a beer.
Well, it's you're supposed to be sipping on this for a while. That's kind of just more liquid. By the time you get to the beer, you're supposed to be sloshing if you don't care.
Okay, so let's say that we had the... Let's take this into evaluation.
It's like you're drinking an alcoholic beverage midsummer, and it's like, oh, hey, look, water.
The beer-rita. The beer-rita, if you slap down...
I like it. That was good.
Like you said, if you slap down a load of tiny tacos or tiny quesadillas...
Yeah.
And you gave me that beer-rita we made... I think I'd be okay, because I'm mostly focused on that food.
I'd be in the same boat with the, and don't hate me for this, but I'd be in the same boat with the beer and tahini.
Yeah.
If I'm slapping down a bunch of those good tacos that are like authentic, like corn tortillas and lime on top and everything, and then you get beer and tahini with it, that would meld really well with the flavor profile.
So, with that beer and tahini, I think that's the route you go to carry the flavor forward.
Yeah.
Because I've had like those authentic street tacos,
Yeah.
meat and the cheese and whatnot, and you get all the
Yeah, that good cup
cilantro
corn.
and the stuff.
Yeah.
And you eat it, and you're just like, you get that flavor, and then you want something to follow it up with. So I can see the tahini and beer. Just,
Yeah, that would work.
Say, if you got a mess of the street tacos from Aztec, especially the lingua...
Mm-hmm.
I love... Did you like the lingua? Or was it... Okay.
I've liked everything I've had there.
Your dad was the one that was weirded out when I ate the lingua tacos.
Yeah, maybe.
Where was this?
Azteca by the college,
Oh, okay.
where Monterey Grill used to be. And you know what lingua tacos are, right? Okay.
I didn't know it was, to me.
I'm sorry, I was asking because I've had lingua. My favorite ones are lingua and buche, the beef cheek.
Yeah.
They've taken... Cabeza is still on the menu. I ain't brave enough to try a brain taco yet, man. Like, I've eaten a lot of a cow, and I've eaten almost everything from a pig but the oink in the brain.
Yeah.
But it's one of those of, I don't know if I want to eat a brain.
Yeah. There's another place, Papi Loco.
Where's that?
Downtown Monroe. Like downtown where the buildings are, Monroe, where that little coffee shop used to be, across from Two Dudes and everything.
Oh, it's over there, like next to where the hair salons are.
Yeah. Oh, closer to the railroad track.
Oh wait, it's over there near where Brass Monkey used to be.
Yes. All right, Papi Loco, and they do tacos like. Tacos are a certain price, and you need about 3 of them. But on Taco Tuesday, which is trademarked by not them, so they don't call it that, but on Tuesday, where they have a special that just so happens
Taco
to be
Tuesday?
on tacos. I forget, but it's not Taco Bell, and they're trying to sue them for it. Whatever. It's a whole thing. You can read about it online. I'm not going to go into
How do
it.
you trademark that?
It was a
Like,
long
there-
time ago.
Hold
There are some
on.
things you
Hold on.
can't
What if we
copyright.
misspelled taco?
How do you misspell taco?
2 A's and a K. Wait, we'll get sued by the McElroy brothers because that's how Taco spells his name. Maybe not. They might sponsor us.
Taco. We can use a P.
No, because that... I don't think anybody wants Paco Tuesday because they're going to assume that's not food. Because it's ladies' night, and what a sight, because Paco's on the stage, and you're feeling all right.
Yeah?
Oh my God, guys, I just had an idea. We make a strip club for women, and the dudes just hand tacos out while they're coming down the catwalk.
Taco Tuesday is owned by a fast food
It's
restaurant.
too late.
called-
We've already trademarked it. You can't have it.
You can't have it.
We called it.
It's ours, not yours. You're
Taco
gonna pay us for
Tuesday.
it. Pay up. Pay up.
Yeah.
Pay up. Anyway, it's owned by a fast food restaurant called Taco John's, which isn't something that's really popular here in the South, but it is popular in other parts of the country.
No.
Well, with a name like Taco John's, it doesn't surprise me. John
Here's
doesn't
my
sound
deal.
like
I
he'd
don't-
be
John
good.
doesn't sound like he knows how to make tacos.
I don't trust John on tacos, but at the same time, guys, we're gonna have to brainstorm Taco
But if
Tuesday.
you pronounce it Taco Juan, buy those tacos.
I'll trust that.
Oh.
Like here's,
Taco Tuesday strip bar. Are we doing that now? Is that
No,
a
that's
thing?
what it says. Like if we made a strip club for ladies, if we made Chippendales and they handed out tacos,
We should not have had margaritas.
If we handed out, if it was Chippendales, but they hand out tacos as they're going out. Everybody's working for the weekend.
Welcome to Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday.
We got Paco on
Up
the
next,
stage.
the saucy senorita, Janet.
Senor. Come on. All right, are we ready for the next one?
No,
Because I want to get this nightmare over with.
go get it because this is
I've been avoiding
this.
it.
This is how we run it. Just bring one can Guinness in because we still got a bottle. Wait. Bring me your glass. Just get a straight taste of Guinness before we do this abomination.
Yeah. Sorry to say something. I don't know what it is.
The flogging mollies are going to actually want to beat us for this, and I can't blame them.
Come on.
Sir.
Bring it on, Flogging Mollies. Put your hands on me. Put your soft, supple hands.
No, they don't got soft, supple hands. Man. I've seen those dudes.
That's delicious. So,
Put your rough.
what I'm
hands on
making is a British drink called the Trojan because apparently some people can't drink Guinness plain.
Is it
And
named
what's
after
their
the condom?
solution? What is their solution? Comes in a red can. Well, I don't know. It says any cola.
Hold on.
Any cola? Could we
Yeah.
have done
Guys,
Sam's
we're-
cola?
Guys, we need
Yeah.
to start a challenge that if we fell bad enough, we're now going to have to just do this test with all the different colas from Coca-Cola down to Faygo. Can you imagine this with fucking RC Cola?
7 episodes of the Brew Ha
Of
Ha
us
later,
hating
and
ourselves.
we're on Shasta Cola, and we're like, let's go.
No, dude.
Fuck
we
yeah,
get all the
let's
way down to
go.
Stars and Stripes from freaking Dollar Tree with the 3-liter bottle.
Mmm. All right, so this is Guinness and Coke.
Yeah, it's called Trojan Horse.
What if this is good?
I'm going to say it's bad, even if I like it, Jed, because this is a fucking abomination.
It's the most American Guinness you could ever have.
But it's British.
But it's British.
You're just gonna shove a lot of America into
Okay,
a Guinness and then call it British
Well,
because
it also hurts that he's pouring this so fucking abysmally.
this is every bit as
I don't-
appealing as beans on toast. And I've had beans on toast. Why? Because I had beans and toast at dinner, and I scraped up the beans with the toast. But this is every bit as appealing as it because this looks like a Guinness. It looks like a Guinness with a good head,
That's why they call it a
and I
Trojan
like
horse.
a good head.
That's why it's a Trojan.
You've got a lot of head.
I hope that clip
I
that
do.
I like a good head.
I do have a lot.
You have a lot of head, and you must like a lot of head. He likes a lot of head. Alright, let's start.
Just mostly because I want to watch you two suffer as you drink this first.
Forgive me, Finn McCool.
You want to put more Guinness in it?
Fuck you, no! I'm going to drink this so then I can have a Guinness. Ha! For once, I didn't have the worst drink of the night.
That was,
Yes! I'm taking the trophy.
that was the thing right there. Alright. I thought after bringing some horrible salsa and then bringing Slap Your Mama, I was going to have the worst. Why am I about to drink this again?
I thought that the Prosecco on top of the Guinness was going to be bad.
Yours was fine. This is horrible.
How did they conquer half the planet when they couldn't drink a regular Guinness?
They didn't drink this yet, is one of the things.
Wait, is this back when... Oh my god, is this like in Lord of the Rings? Back in those days, they were real men that knew real war. I'm like, Was that the British? Was that the British back before 1900?
Ha.
Huh.
Ha. Picture all the worst things about Coke, and now put it in a Guinness.
This tastes like a Diet Coke.
It does not just taste exactly like a Diet Coke. Hold on. Wait, it doesn't do that, right?
Alright.
Because there's a weird aftertaste to the sweetness, just like fucking aspartame.
It starts sweet, and then it says, hey, I'm Guinness, and then it ends weird sweet.
It tastes like dirty water.
So maybe I got my mixture different from you guys, because I'm getting like a Coke float.
A Coke float?
You know what? That would be preferable to whatever the fuck I just drank.
Like, it starts
So
off
maybe,
Coke.
maybe you want a big head on it.
But
Because I've added more Guinness to mine. You know what? Don't do it all.
piss off.
I'm-
You owe me. This is terrible.
That's why there's another cannon there. Oh, I'm going to dump the rest
Oh,
of this cannon in
okay.
here and see.
Straight Guinness. Straight beautiful, beautiful Guinness, Jed. I feel like that would be worse.
I went the opposite way. It's still a palate cleanser. I know what I'm doing.
Just go ahead and go get one of the bottled Guinnesses. The only thing that would save this is if we were eating something super spicy and this is all we had to drink. Oh, hey, buddy. Good night.
You know, I
Oh,
can
look
see
who's
that.
Sleepy. I love you.
Bring this back around on Veterans Day when we do another wing challenge.
Fuck no.
Bring this shit back around. We'll have a bite of the bomb and then a sip of this.
He's like, good
And
night.
then we'll hate
He
everything.
says good night. What does my Jed? He says good night. What does my child do?
Lies down
It's
in
in the chair behind us.
They just start snuggling the
Oh,
dog.
man.
I guess I'm the odd man out. This is actually a lot better than I was expecting.
That was garbage.
Good.
It,
You know who was Raphael in the TMNT show from like 2012, 2013?
Who?
Sean Astin.
Huh.
Samwise Gamgee was Raphael.
Well, there's a reason he's my favorite.
Samwise
That's
Gamgee
because
can do whatever.
Raphael walked all the way to Mountain Dew
And
carrying Leonardo,
original Raphael's Donatello.
carrying Leonardo on his back. The katanas are heavy, Raph. I don't know if I can carry them any longer.
Samwise can do whatever the hell he wants, and I'm here
Especially
for
with potatoes.
it. Especially with potatoes.
Smash.
Child, that is not how you sit in a chair.
Bash them, stick them
Hey,
in the stick.
go brush your teeth. It's time for bed.
It's Sonic.
Y'all.
Where's Sonic?
It's just, again, this drink started off, for me, it hit in layers. It hit Coke, and it felt like just straight Coke, and then a wave of Guinness, and then it finished sweet. It finished sweet with that kind of a film on my tongue, like
The Coke, it had the Coke
Yeah.
finish.
and so
Because
like,
Coke always
and I'm-
leaves like a sugar coat.
and
Yeah.
it's not that I'm a whore. I don't like
You're
Coke.
not a whore.
I'm not. It's not that I don't like Coke. I like Coke. I'm not against Coke. But this wasn't it. This was
No.
not it.
I'm going to say this.
To be fair, if you struggle drinking Guinness, but you do like Guinness, this will take the bitterness out of it. And
No.
I will
I
give
don't
you
know.
that if the bitterness is what kills you at Guinness. If the bitterness is what stops you from being able to drink Guinness, correct? Like this turns it sweet.
I'm
It
gonna-
turns it sweet.
I'm gonna tell
It
you
goes
this.
sweet, bitter, sweet, and you're okay.
Here's my
It's like
deal.
an Oreo.
Mine, the Coke and the Guinness mixed from the get-go. And so all I got was a hint of a Coke taste with a bitter taste and a not sweet finish for what was mostly a Coke taste. That's why I said it was like Diet Coke.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this. A spoonful of sugar does not help that fucking medicine go down. That ruined it.
I'm
That-
still
that-
drinking it. I don't know what
I
you
am
do.
No, I switched to
He's-
just,
he's got-
went to just Guinness.
I'm still drinking on it.
Mm-mm. That was terrible.
Like I'm not gonna do this, but I understand the reasoning behind it. I'm struggling to fathom somebody not liking Guinness and Coke making it good.
Yeah.
Look, I have seen many things you can do to cut a Guinness. A harp and a Guinness mixed together, making a black and tan, even if you miss pour it. Cutting a stout with an ale is fine to me. But adding sugar to a stout is just why. At the same time, I'm the one that's over here that loves the bitterest of beers. So adding a sugar to a bitter beer just kind of... It's almost the uncanny beer valley effect for me. Like,
It reminds me of, we had that super dark beer, but it was milky and sweet, like cream. I'm trying to remember what it was.
was that Dragon's Breath?
No, it was not the Dragon's Milk.
It was another one.
It was a dark bottle, and the writing on it was blue.
Oh, you're talking about that skunked.
Was it skunked?
It was a Russian Imperial Stout that had sat for
yeah,
too long.
no, I know the one
The
you're
one-
talking about. I do, but I can see
That's
that.
kind of what that reminds me of.
I can see that because it was like, it was a stout. It still had some stoutiness to it, but it had some sweet to it. But this just
That didn't do it for me.
this hits me sideways. I'm not a huge fan of it. It's a foul ball.
No, for me, it's not a hit me sideways. It was more of a slap to the taint. It was uncomfortable enough, but not uncomfortable enough to hurt. You know what I
To
mean?
be in position to physically slap someone in the taint, it's just it involves a specific intent.
It is a coming up, and it's just the tips of the fingers while someone's in mid-step.
Huh.
Look, I was on a soccer team. People did weird shit to try to fuck with you.
See, on the swim team, we just ripped each other's hair out.
Is that what happened?
It's the funniest thing. Funniest thing, because we'll be practicing starts. So you get on the starting block, whistle blows, and you gotta jump, you gotta dive in, and like get a good dive. We're practicing diving in and getting that good dive to start your race, and everyone behind you is waiting and trying to time it perfectly.
So when you jump, they
So
stitch.
as soon as you jump, they snatch some hair off your leg. Whew! That's the
Off the
first reason
leg.
you shave your legs. That is the first reason you shave your legs when you swim. Why? They can't snatch something if they ain't got nothing. And then you say it's for like
Aerodynamics, hydraulics.
aerodynamics makes you faster.
Well, I guess it would
That's
be
some bullshit. It's so they don't rip your leg
hydrodynamics.
hair out when you're trying to practice your starts. 'Cause
Yeah.
people are assholes.
All right, guys. So we've done this. Again, ranking on this, I don't think matters. We tried it. We did a
Tried
thing.
it. We talked about it.
We did a thing.
Yeah.
Don't put Coke in your Guinness.
We're due. I don't care. Do you?
It's what you. It's
you're
what
an
you
adult,
like.
sure.
How you like to drink it.
You're
I
at
will
least
still judge
21.
you.
Like, also, I won't know. I will not know
That's
because it's a
valid.
straight Trojan horse.
If you hand me this, I will fight you.
Oh, we will. We were.
This is a straight up. If you hand this to me as a joke, we might not be friends no more.
Somebody's gonna bleed. I don't know how this fight's gonna end. I haven't fought since I was in middle school, but somebody's about to bleed.
Usually at this point, if we
probably
fight,
me.
we go to jail.
It's probably me. I'm
No.
probably
Legit.
losing
If anybody like over the age of 5th grade fights, it's jail time, which is bullshit. Kids make bad life decisions. Anyway.
Unless you tell the cop that somebody handed you a Guinness mixed with Coke, in which case he's probably going to join in.
Well, no, the cop goes, I drink Natty Light, and that's when everybody gets in trouble, because what happened to the officer?
He was white trash and he was in trouble.
Just both.
He walked into a Guinness argument and mentioned Natty Light. Ooh. Anyway, so schedule stuff that's coming up.
Oh god.
Nothing this weekend. We were going to try to do something Sunday, but I'm going to be out of town Sunday and Monday because it is a small family vacation / anniversary. We'll be back not Wednesday. We'll be back Thursday with exposition, and we may do something the Sunday after that. It's all kind of in the air of when we're going to do. Bonus Roundtable, simply because of the 4th of July holiday. It's going to be early this month.
That's fair.
Next month it'll be Tuesday. So it depends. Everything might be up in the air, and then the next couple weeks are going to be weird because we got people out of town. We got a baby shower. And camping trips. So
Yeah.
July's going to be taking TBA time, but we will have stuff going on.
I feel like
Also,
June,
the
July is busy.
yeah, we will be filming and then editing and posting later a interview with the local meadery.
Yep, it's gonna be great. Stay tuned.
So we'll be doing that. Jed, if you want to make it, we'll be going on the 8th early in the day.
Okay.
That's a Saturday.
Okay. I could probably make that.
We'll be going, and we're just gonna all be sitting there and just talking.
Yep.
Kind of like an open round table type interview.
Okay.
Trying some meats too.
Yeah.
Love me some honey wine.
We'll also be bringing our.
Which well, I guess we gotta get the bottles together.
We got a bottle. Yeah, we got. Before you go, you need to sample the two meats we made.
yeah.
They're done?
Yeah.
By the way, for those of you who tuned in for the raspberry and the blood orange meads, we have sampled them after second stage. They're just about ready for bottling, and they are delicious. We've actually had to back sweeten. I don't know if you talked about that.
Okay, back
But
sweetening.
it is,
back sweetening means that we originally made the mead too dry, so we had to go back and add additional honey to sweeten them.
But they're turning out pretty fantastic. For those of you folks following us at home, just let us know how yours turned out if you did those as well.
Also, if you want to find us, we are Team Bonus Action on Facebook, YouTube, and here on Twitch. On Twitter, we are at bonus_team. You can also find us at teambonusaction.com and Team Bonus Action on Instagram. Not that it's super active, but those are all the social medias and stuff that we got, chasing that weird dragon that is the internet social media stuff. So that's what we got. If you can see us there, please come. Also, we're, until the end of this month, partnered with One Tree Planted. Any donations made to us using the link down below will go to One Tree Planted, and every dollar is one tree.
Right on.
So help make the world a greener and healthier place to breathe. All right, and since Knox is not here, guys, don't let your meatloaf.
Now I want some
Don't
meatloaf.
put Coke in your Guinness.
I want meatloaf.
Wait,
Hungry.
hold on. The mouse is over here now.
You can't eat your pudding if you don't eat all your meat.
That's true.
We're still going.
Yeah, I know.
Feel like an
Thank you for tuning in to another Bonus Roundtable podcast brought to you by Team Bonus Action. If you'd like to find more out about us, you can go to our website at teambonusaction.com, or you can check us out on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube as Team Bonus Action, or on Twitter at bonus_team. And since Knox is not here, don't let your meatloaf.